Joining us on the KDON Live Line with our tech news, Kevin Richards. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Alan. I wish I was out there. I could be buying a raffle ticket alongside you.
I told you. I told you. Come on out. It's great out here. I mean, really, they have so many things to offer inside. Handguns, long guns, and also, this trailer is just an amazing setup. All of the different 6 stations here, you'd be amazed. Come on out today. They're going to be open all day, and the trailer will be here. This portable will be here all day long.
And sounds awesome.
It's going to blow your mind.
Go out there, check it out.
I think the two of you are going to absolutely fall in love with it. And sign up to win some of those packages. But let's talk about some tech news here. The latest that comes to my mind, you got to be careful when you write a review. You could get sued. I'm talking about online.
Yep, absolutely. We've talked about this concept a couple of times. You have a feeling of anonymity when you're online, and sometimes you develop some boldness from behind that computer screen and behind that keyboard, and sometimes it can come back to bite you in the butt. There's a Florida man who wrote a negative review about a company online, and he wrote the review on Amazon.com, and it was a very scathing review, of course, and that company didn't feel that the review was accurate, didn't feel that it was truthful. In fact, they said that it was an illegal campaign to damage, discredit, and defame the company. So they went ahead and sued him. And so this is very fresh. This is just happening. And the news of this morning, actually, the interesting twist to this is actually that Amazon took away that company's rights to sell on Amazon. And they did that because Amazon believes that they want to protect the customer more than they want to protect the seller. They want to protect those rights to be able to write whatever review you want to put out there.
All right, but here's the thing. First of all, was there a finding in this case one way or the other?
This is actually brand new, and I actually misspoke. They have not actually sued them yet. They just put a very strongly worded letter from a law firm in Philadelphia.
All right, but here's the deal. So they took the company off of Amazon because they want to protect the customer more than the people who are on Amazon. But let me ask something. I mean, if in fact it was an orchestrated campaign, as the company is suggesting, then the company is in the right in this particular case. And if it was an individual writing something that was true about an experience he or she had, then I think they're right and have the right to be able to post that on Amazon. Am I right or wrong on that?
Well, yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying, and it's a fine line. Where is that line of what you're saying is are you only writing about the experience that you've had, or maybe do you cross the line when you start making claims that the other positive reviews were maybe written and placed there by the company themselves? Maybe making claims that are beyond your own experience is that line that you shouldn't cross.
Well, maybe Amazon ought to have people write reviews by sending it to Amazon, and they should analyze it and for content before they post it.
Well, Yelp kind of does that. Yelp has an algorithm that kind of tries to determine whether or not you're a real user. But the key, actually, is that Amazon and Yelp and others do not do what you just suggested. And the reason that they don't do that is because if they were to start reviewing the content before they posted it, then they become moderators, and then they actually give up their protections that they have under the Communications Decency Act. See, right now, Amazon...
So that's why Amazon can't be sued in this particular case?
Exactly, because Amazon doesn't hold themselves out to be a moderator. They're simply a forum in which users can post information. So there's a very fine line. That's why the big companies don't get into reviewing. Now, obviously, if the post is a clear violation of terms of service, it posts somebody's personal information, or it's personally attacking an individual, it's not really addressing the product, then certainly there's a line that can be crossed there as well. But it's an interesting time we live in.
By the way, speaking of Amazon, I know they're expanding their Sunday delivery, I heard. Is that right?
They are. They started out back in November last year, right before Christmas, and it's a very unique relationship that they have. They were very smart. They said, let's utilize the current post office employees and the post office infrastructure. Let's basically rent it on Sunday and get additional delivery capability that nobody else has. So they started in New York and L.A. back in November, and it's been so successful they just announced that they're rolling it out to 15 additional cities.
Wow. All right. Well, I want to talk about something else when we come on back in a moment, too. I want to head over to traffic, but stay with me. I've got Kevin Richards talking tech news here as we broadcast live from the Marksman Precision Arms. Join us right now, and the key on live line is Kevin Richards with our tech news of the week. Appreciate your being with us this morning. By the way, you can also find out more about Ventura Web Design, which Kevin happens to own and run, and by going to allenstock.com. And on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see the Ventura Web Design logo. Click onto that. You can find out more about them and about Kevin and some of the other products that he's involved in as well. Let me ask you something. You and I were talking about, you mentioned something to me the other day, Kevin, about a job hunt app is feeling more like a dating website, and I didn't. You mentioned it in passing, and I didn't get a chance to find out what you meant by that. What were you talking about?
Well, you and I have spoken about an app called Tinder in the past, and that's the dating app. And what it does is it basically shows you pictures of people who are close to you, and obviously you set a filter, identifying who you're interested in. And so then it shows you pictures of people who meet that criteria. And all you do is you swipe left if you're not interested. You click a button. You say, I am interested in meeting that person. And then that's only half of the experience. The other half is once you've said you're interested in meeting the other person, it then waits for the other person to indicate whether or not they're interested in you. And the other person doesn't necessarily get an indication that you are interested in them. It's supposed to be a very natural meeting place. And so if you both on your own, say you're interested in meeting the other person, then the app makes a connection for you. So this new app, it's called Jobber, Jobr, and it basically does that same thing, but it does it for employers and for people seeking jobs.
Wow. And again, it's supposed to be natural. How so?
Well, what it does is it doesn't say to you, oh, this person is interested in you, are you interested in them? It waits for you to, on your own, say that you're interested in the other person. So both of those connections were...
okay.
Yeah, so that's the difference. Now with the...
So they both independently are interested in each other. And
exactly.
So now this job hunt site app is done on a similar basis?
It's exactly right, and it's very different. It's a different hiring experience. When you're looking for a job, you have no idea what that workplace is going to be like, who you're going to be working with, what the job is actually going to entail. And then on the same side, from the employer side, I'm looking through resumes, and maybe you look good on paper, but maybe when I see you and you actually interact and show your way of communicating, maybe that isn't a good fit for our organization, or maybe we're looking for somebody who's really professional and you've got a picture of yourself that's clearly crazy. It allows for the employee and the employer to find the right fit for each other. And I think that's going to be a really positive thing. Zappos is a big company about finding employees who are the right fit for the culture. And I think that's a very good direction for employers and employees.
Okay, and which site is that by? What is it called?
It's called Jobber, Jobr.
Jobr?
And it's actually an app. You download it just like you would from the App Store.
Okay, it's a Jobber, so go there and you can look for a job over there. Listen, Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design, with our Tech News of the Week. Again, to find out more about Ventura Web Design, go to allenstock.com, and on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see the Ventura Web Design logo. Click onto that. You can find out more about and contact Kevin, find out about Ventura Web Design and some of the other things that you do. Also, you got a lot of things going on there, and so how cool is it? Great website. And I appreciate you being with me this morning. Bring your dad down here to the portable later today. It's going to blow your mind what they're doing out here, and you can see all the things they've got at the Marksman Precision Arms as well for their open house.
Absolutely. It's going to be great. I'm jealous that you're already out there, but we'll be out there shortly.
Your dad's going to love it, and you're going to love it too. Hey, listen, have a good weekend, and take good care. Happy Mother's Day to your mother.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
All right, take good care. Kevin Richards with our Tech News of the Week.